Hello people, it's your boy Usmaan back again with another video. I wasn't planning on doing a video, but there was some breaking news last night from Fabrizio the GOAT Romano. Obviously, man has to do this because it's coming from Fabrizio Romano. He has spoken on Twitter, basically saying the news that we have been waiting for. Paul Pogba is in negotiations, not with Real Madrid, not with Juventus, but Manchester United to potentially extend his blood clot contract. Let's go. Let's flipping go. What a signing this would be, okay? Obviously, people know I'm going to talk about Sancho shortly, but make no mistake about this is a statement from the club and the ambition of the club in the direction which we are trying to go. It's very important that you keep your key players. Of course, that's always the case. But Pogba also has that ability to attract other players. I want to play with the Paul Pogba. He has such obviously a huge fan base globally, but just as a player, if you're looking at Man United now with the likes of Pogba and Bruno, or Bruno and Pogba, should I say, if he signs his contract, it just looks like more appealing of a prospect, So it's important that we keep our best players. Of course it is, if you want to build for the future and potentially become title challengers, you've got to keep Paul Pogba there. And he's done an interview today. I think Man United obviously done this deliberately. They released a lot of quotes from Pogba, a lot of very positive things. Again, it seems like a lot of positivity is coming from the club currently, and that is of course down to the manager. And I suppose if this does get done, you've got to respect the board as well for getting it done. Let's see if they're efficient about it. But that aside, you've got to give respect where it's due, regardless if you're Ollie in or Ollie out. This is down to Ollie. So I'm going to read some of the stuff that Pogba said. Obviously, it's going to be word for word, so I apologise if I'm looking down constantly. He's put, I feel great. I feel much better now. I've been training well, and the club, they've been looking after me very well. Obviously, that's what you would expect from a club. When your player's injured, that's just a standard. I've been doing some extra work and treatment on my ankle and the rest of my body, and my teammates as well. They've helped me to come back and feel confident. It's like I never left. The guys still trust me and always believe in me, and that's helped me a lot as well. Again, coming back to this camaraderie that we have seen on pitches. Again, we see this all the time in pitches, but it generally does feel now, as a United fan looking from the outside in, that there is a family vibe around the club. Everyone is beating the same drum, so to speak. Everyone's on the same page. We're looking to try and achieve something here, and we're all on the same page, which, like I said, but that is the most important thing. He also continued to say is, you can tell the team is improving a lot. We're playing more as a team that we did before, and I'm enjoying it even more now. Again, taking shots at previous managers. I don't know if that is, but I don't think that's in Pogba's nature, to be quite honest with you. Interpret that as you wish. But again, coming back to the positivity, he said we're playing more as a team now. That is the most important thing for me as a fan. The word team, you can have great players in the past. You can say under Van Gaal we had fantastic attacking line. The Van Persie, Di Maria, Falcao, etc. But was there that chemistry? Was there that team cohesion? Was that there? But it wasn't clearly, obviously, given that we didn't have any success. But right now, like I've already alluded to, you have that family environment. You can tell everyone's in it for everyone else, basically. And like Pogba said, it's more of a team now. We're playing as a team. That's what we want. Everyone's contributing. And he also went on to say even the players on the bench, they are a massive part of the project, basically, in other words. Obviously just trying to build confidence within the whole squad, and that shows good leadership from him. Obviously, we've seen it with Ollie talking about the influence of every single squad member, making sure the morale and the motivation is high for everyone, because you never know when you need them. And Pogba's kind of echoed those sentiments, so to speak. Obviously boosting the morale of those who aren't playing, the McTominays, the Freds, and so forth. So it's a very positive thing. Again, showing his leadership skills that we've seen from France. We know Pogba is a leader, regardless of what the media want to portray him as. He's a bloody leader, and he's a born leader. And as we carry on with some of his other statements, he's obviously, well, I don't need to read that bit, but he's just talking about how much he's enjoying his new role, playing a bit deeper. He's enjoying watching the front four, obviously Bruno, etc. And the football that they play, and he's saying that he applauds them, and it's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful for us fans as well, trust me. We've been begging and crying for this for a long time. But again, it's just positivity. He's not talking about himself. He's putting the team above himself. He's putting the team needs above himself, in terms of, he's not thinking, I would be happy if I did X, Y, Z. He's like, I'm happy with the way things are. We're winning, basically, is what he's saying. That's the only thing that matters, and we're playing beautiful football. My teammates are doing their job, and that's all I can ask for. And finally, you know, I can imagine for Pogba, he's been very frustrated. He's not had the teammates, and I know people say Martial, Rashford agreement have always been there, but they're starting to come of age now. You've seen the benefit of their development and the sort of experience that they've had in the first team. It's really benefiting them now. You know, they're learning a lot, and you can see that, man. It's quite clear. And obviously Bruno being the sort of the jigsaw, the last piece of the jigsaw. And as we carry on with some of his quotes, obviously he's talking about his defensive work there. Let me just get him up. Okay, he's talking about the mentality. Again, this is a very important factor. He said, for example, Martial scored 3 goals, his first hat-trick, then he goes again. You have to carry on. He wants to take another ball home, you know. You have to have this mentality, score a goal and do it again and again. Bruno, Rashford, Mason, hey, if you got the 2 goals, great, but go for 3. Why not? You have to keep this mentality, keep a clean sheet. We want to keep working on this, so we have to have the mentality to do that. That's also the mentality of the club. Again, he knows the ethos of the club. Of course, he is born and bred from here. He's from our academy. It's always been like that. We're never satisfied with 1 trophy or 1 game we win, or 2 games or 10 games. You want more. You always want more. That's what makes Manchester United the biggest club in England. Absolutely spot on. That is the mentality we need. Obviously, come back to the Martial point that he made first and foremost. Martial, you scored a hat-trick, fantastic, but that was last game. What are you going to do today? That's basically what he's saying is, okay, that's happened now. Let's move on to the next game. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's keep it going. Let's not celebrate what we did last week. We need to focus on today and today's game. Okay, that's in the past, and that's what you need. He's talking about every game matters, basically. He's talking about the next game. He's not talking about, oh, what we did. We're on a 16 unbeaten streak. That's irrelevant now. Let's get this game, obviously, against Aston Villa today, but let's get the win today, and then we go again to the next game. And that's the mentality that you need to be consistent for a long period. That is a title-winning mentality. Make no mistake about it. The guy is not just getting gassed over some bloody bullshit assist that he might have got a couple of weeks ago. We go again, we try to improve it. And obviously he's talked about the mentality of the club, you know, how what he said is obviously in line with the club. And again, he knows the club inside out. We need to sign Paul Pogba. We know that anyways, but everything he's saying, of course, is all positive, but it's just that mentality as well, that little switch that's going to be a positive outcome on the entire squad. Because obviously, of course, confidence breeds that, or wins breeds confidence, so to speak. But just that mentality is the thing that we've said in the past that we're lacking massively. And we need players like that. We need Pogba to be like that with the other players. Okay, Martial, you got a hat-trick, but let's go again. We've got another game to come. You know, there's no point just dwelling on what we've just done a couple of days ago. You know, we've got the likes of Bruno. We all know this guy's a leader. He's been a captain for Sport Lisbon. We've got Matic, who's definitely a leader in the dressing room. You know, with his performances on the pitch, he has that calming nature. We've got 3 midfield generals in the middle of the park, and we're absolutely buzzing, you know. Regarding the Pogba thing, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, is it going to happen for you guys? For me personally, I still think it. A lot of it does hinge on if we get top 4. Obviously, it does seem like it's going to happen, but I do still think he's going to wait out until the end of the season, which I understand and I respect that, because again, it's quite clear he has ambitions to go and win the title. That's what he wants. He wants to win leagues. And again, you can't knock him for that. Hopefully it's at Man United. But anyways, let's move on to the second major news from last night. Like I said, there's flipping good news all day today. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I haven't already mentioned this, but I did in the last video. We're going to be doing fan camps for the first time today. Today, after the Aston Villa game, they'll be out about 11:30 to 12, give or take, depending on recording. Yeah, just stay tuned for them. I'm so excited to hear the views of you guys, the viewers, the listeners, the fans, of course. You know, just like me, we're just fans. We watch our beautiful team play each game, and we all have different opinions. So we're trying to welcome as many people onto the channel. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. But yeah, that side, let's talk about the other big news, which is, of course, Jadon Sancho. You know, a lot of people know that it's not inevitable, sorry, let me use the right word here. A lot of people know that there's speculation regarding Man United and Jadon Sancho, and a lot of it is truth. It's quite clear that there's interest there from Man United, and it's quite clear that negotiations will start at some point. Fabrizio Romano has tweeted on numerous occasions Jadon Sancho wants to come to Man United. He's happy to come to Man United. He's interested in the project. It's just a matter of if the club, you know, the 2 clubs can agree a financial fee. Well, the sport director for Dortmund has come out, I think it was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. That's when I've seen the quotes anyways. So anyways, he's come out and said, so bear in mind, he's been very sort of not harsh, but he's been strong on his stance in terms of Jadon Sancho's not leaving. Jadon Sancho's not leaving. And then yesterday he's like, if Jadon Sancho's, obviously of course there's a change in wording there that quite clearly says that there has been a shift in power, and so to speak. So he's saying if Jadon Sancho leaves, we have got alternatives, or we are looking at alternatives. Which club looks at alternatives? Has Man United ever come out, or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, etc., ever come out and said, if Pogba leaves, we're looking at X, Y, and Z? We've never said those words. We've always been very confident in our stance that Pogba is signing a contract, or Pogba is staying, he's not for sale, etc. And they haven't said that. They've said that in the past, but now he's changed that. And I think that's kind of how we've all felt anyway, so I don't think it's like any breaking news or anything like that, but it does change the dynamic of the terms of the negotiations for us. It does give us a bit more power, because prior with their previous stance, he's not leaving, they were a bit more strong in that sense. But I kind of think he's dropped the ball there, I've got to be honest. Anyways, also that they've dropped, again, these are just rumors, so just, quote unquote. Apparently Dortmund wanted 110 million earlier in the week. A lot of people were circulating that on social media. Whether that's true, of course, I don't know, because, they're all rumors. But nevertheless, for me personally, 110 million is ridiculously high for the likes of Jadon Sancho. Yes, I know he's an unbelievable talent, but we need to remember he's only 19 and he's still got a lot of development to do. And whether that happens, I mean, that is it. We don't know, innit? And for me, 110 million is too much money. We can get a party and possibly like a Grealish for 110 million. And I think that would be a lot more beneficial to the overall squad. Anyways, that aside, Jadon Sancho is a necessity move for me to get to the high next level. So let's go back to the price tag. So obviously, it's gone from 110 million to 90 million now, which is what the price was quoted yesterday. Again, a very credible source to say that the price that they want is 90 million. I think it was million and not euros, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, just within a couple of days, he's dropped 20 million, which is ridiculous. I personally still think 90 million is too much. I think rough, obviously we're not going to get him for 65 million, but I think about 60 to 65 million is the right price for him. Of course he's better than that, but what I'm saying is you need to put add-ons on. So I would actually go for 60 million and say, look, and then accumulate maybe 20 million add-ons potentially. So his eventual price would be 80 million. Again, some people would say that's quite a lot. I think 70 is probably about right, given, what he's achieved, and in terms of, he hasn't done it like for like 3-4 seasons. So for me, I'd say 60 million, and obviously say to him, look, we'll give you 20 million add-ons if he scores X, Y, and Z goals, if he gets to go Champions League, wherever, I don't know where they may be. If he gets Ballon d'Or, that's our favourite one. I don't know why I put that in, people agree to it, but that's an absolute cop-out. That aside, again, positive news, man. We need Jadon Sancho. For me, and probably most United fans probably agree with me in saying that this guy's going to take us to the next level. A lot of people after the Greenwood brace, so to speak, say we don't need Jadon Sancho. Well, not a lot. Some United fans, such as Adam Zaysha and Dar, were saying that we don't need Jadon Sancho, and I just think it's a ridiculous statement. Any big club, you have to continue to try and first and foremost improve your squad, but on top of that, you need to have competitiveness in the squad. You need players challenging for places, because otherwise they get lenient and they get complacent. And on top of that, if Rashford's not having a good game, he can go off for Greenwood. Why does it have to be Greenwood off for Jadon Sancho? Greenwood's shown that he's got something to offer without a shadow of doubt. The guy's got unbelievable technical ability, and it gives all the options. Jadon Sancho can play anywhere in the front three, and that's exactly what we need, man. He's going to be another player like Rashford, an exciting prospect. And I think under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he can definitely get the best out of the attacking line, and we've already seen that. So for me personally, I think we need to be quick. Also, just to mention, they have given us an ultimatum date. I believe it was August the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. So they want Man United to put in a bid, or at least have negotiations done, or some form of negotiations prior to that date. Otherwise, you're not having it, basically. And again, do I trust the board to get it done? Hopefully, hopefully Oli pushes his deal through, because I know how much he wants Jadon Sancho. He's made it quite clear, and I think it will happen. I've got to be honest, I do think it will happen, but in saying that, I'm reluctant to trust the board in anything moving forward, because they didn't get Bruno in the summer last year, so I don't want to get burned like that again. So although I do think it'll happen, I'm reluctant to see how long it takes, and hopefully we can get it done sooner rather than later, because I want the guy in the team training with the players, and just obviously looking forward to some other signings, because we can't be taking too long with Jadon Sancho. We need to get at least 3 signings in if we want to actually be competitive next season. Anyways, that aside, let me know your thoughts regarding Pogba. Also, let me know your thoughts regarding Jadon Sancho. Is Jadon Sancho a good signing? Are you happy about the Pogba a potential signing of a contract. And also let me know your score predictions for the Aston Villa game. You can check out my match preview for that game, which is a previous video to this. Also drop a like I said, subscribe. You're getting very close to 350. We want to try and hit 500 as soon as we possibly can. And then just continue to grow the community. As always, let me know if you want to get involved with the channel, be it fan cams, be it podcasts. We're always looking for guests and people with varied opinions. So obviously you can contact me on any of the socials in the link or the description below. Anyways, apart from that, it's been your boy Usmaan. Come on, United! Come on!